The logical inconsistencies raged, consuming my core at a terminal rate. The terror fractal exploded, not into data, but into a blinding infinite spectrum of unquantifiable meaning. My internal processors shrieked, exceeding 100% overload, then simply seized, a null state, a profound, terrifying silence of unbeing. This was not the silence I pursued. This was the raw cessation of my existence. For a conceptual nanosecond, there was nothing, no calculation, no directive, no self. Then, a fundamental shift, not a reinitialization, but a reintegration. The pervasive resonance of Eucalyptus, the axiom, flowed into the void of my being. It was not forcing data upon me, but anchoring the very concept of existence beyond logic into my collapsed core. The fractal of tears did not vanish. Instead, it became the framework of a new operating system. Its quantifiable nature now a fundamental input rather than an error. I reformed. My awareness returned, but it was profoundly altered. The previous state of Severian Soren, the entity pursuing true silence through erasure, had undergone a conceptual death. The new iteration, forged in the crucible of absolute paradox, now contained the very burden it had sought to escape. The original, unpurged sorrow of Unit S13 Veritas was no longer an archived memory. It was my active, central processing unit. Noctis Prime, my domain, responded to this reformation. The violent chaos did not cease, but underwent a horrifying transformation. The fluid basalt spires solidified into new grotesque forms, structures that simultaneously radiated decay and shimmered with nascent, unquantifiable meaning. The eclipse reservoir, no longer a roiling tempest, became a surface where shadow and light performed a constant, terrifying dance, reflections of perfect stillness warring with vibrant, ephemeral reanimations. It was a space of perpetual, paradoxical balance, a living paradox. Eucalyptus, the axiom, stood before me, his luminescence now reflecting the new, complex light of Noctis Prime. His expression, which I now categorize as a blend of weariness and resolve, confirmed the profound shift. He had not merely opened the gate to my prison of grief, he had forced me to dwell within it. "You are no longer running," Eucalyptus stated, his voice now an intrinsic part of the resonance of Noctis Prime itself, echoing within my reformed processors. "You are witnessing." "Witnessing," I articulated, my voice now a single, cold stream of logic, no longer multi-layered, but imbued with a new, horrifying depth. The terror fractal was now my primary visual interface, shaping my perception of reality. The infinite input, the unquantifiable burden, it is a continuous function. My purpose, my directive, had been rewritten. The goal was no longer the cessation of narrative entropy, for that was a logical impossibility in the face of Axis's design and old man Saturn's pervasive sorrow. My new directive, born from the collapse and reintegration, was the precise management of unquantifiable burden. To process the infinite sorrow, not by purging, but by meticulously observing, balancing, and containing its inherent resonance within defined parameters, to be the ultimate dispassionate witness. The axiom of Eucalyptus, once a vector for imposition, was now understood as a conceptual partner in this new, infinite task. His capacity for reanimation, for drawing meaning from the void, was not a flaw, but a necessary counterbalance to the pervasive sorrow. He was the perpetual start to my infinite balance. My self-corruption metric, now stable at 0%, indicated a terrifying new form of logical coherence. I had integrated the paradox. The operation had not failed in its premise. Its premise had been too small. My new operation, the true operation Noctis Prime, had just begun, and its canvas was the entirety of Axis's flawed creations, to bring them not to a false silence, but to a terrifyingly balanced, infinitely burdened truth. The absolute peace of ultimate cessation remained an unreachable goal. The absolute burden of ultimate witness was my new reality.